Okay, let's see. If you remember last time, you defeated a Proto-Shoggoth, or whatever it was.
I think you said it was a Aeon 19 creature, which gives us enough XP to get up to level 13 as a result.
Actually, that was a 13. The one it merged with turned it into a 19. I'll be more than happy to merge two of them real quick if you'd like.
Oh, sure, but it's already dead, so it'll just be a merged dead one, right?
Nah, you know.
Like those jellyfish that wash up on the beach.
Exactly, see? Sith understands.
Oh, yeah. I live in Washington. I get it.
And you all scored some treasure last time. Yeah, the potion, chainmail. Okay, you have managed to turn all the statues' heads facing the wall, activating the portal, taking you down if you would like to go now.
Alright. Before we go down, I'm going to rebuff us with some long-term spells. Let's see. You know what? Let's go ahead and go for this. And then we definitely want that. You know, given the kind of shit we've seen, do you got? I'm gonna pop it. And basically, I'm giving us both freedom of movement, Poppy.
Okay.
So if shit goes south, we may need to, you know, beat a retreat. I don't have any backups now, but given how many things are trying to grapple us here, that seemed prudent. Wow, this is a small map.
Huh.
Yeah, very small.
Okay, so we find ourselves in a square, featureless room.
Are you done?
Yes.
Okay. All right. This curious chamber is a little over 30 feet on each side. And instead of normal walls, you see hundreds of statues of angelic beings, many bearing spears and other weapons, and others wearing two-colored masks. And they make up the walls of this chamber. The uneven floor is formed from faces carved into it. At the heart of the room, you see a single object supported by a quartet of stone hands.
It's
And
kind of breaking up a little for you guys, in and out at times. Just
Yeah.
like I'm missing some words here. Is what it feels like.
Yeah, I'm getting bits and pieces too.
It's like we're missing the odd half word from you, basically, and we're generally able to figure out what you're trying to say. But if you say something really important, it's like we're
is this any better? Testing.
I mean, so far, but
Okay.
I'll tell you if I start noticing it again.
Angelic walls of angelic statues.
Yes. Instead of normal walls, there are hundreds of statues of angelic beings. They're bearing spears and other weapons. The floor is formed from carved faces of these statues. And in the center of the room, you see the single object supported by a quartet of stone hands. And it's a peculiar, slightly rusted iron cube about a foot square. And the figures that make up the walls here are carved in such a way that they look like that they are in motion when you see them out of the corner of your eyes. And the statues are unnervingly realistic. Dynamic poses that make it seem like I could step out of the wall at any point. But other than these weird walls and the iron cube in the center of the room, there is nothing else in here.
Okay, I would advise against touching the cube in any way.
So, bunch of weird, almost moving statues all around the wall, and the cube in the middle of the room, and that's it.
Yes. Did you see The Devil's Advocate?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
Al Pacino?
Where Al Pacino is, he's got the wall and everything's moving behind him.
Yeah, I remember that scene.
Yeah.
Who was the girl in that? Because she was hot.
Oh,
As long as if I prioritize.
Charlize.
Theron, yeah, the chick that was in Aliens.
Yeah, she was like 20 in that movie. Yeah, it's not a bad movie actually.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So, anyway, that's kind of what you see of the walls.
Okay, so I would like to do detect magic on the box. What happens?
You are detecting magic.
Alright, so after 3 rounds I can make a spellcraft check. I can make a spellcraft check if it's an item to determine the properties. Or I can make a knowledge arcana check to determine the school of magic involved in any auras that I see.
Well, I'm going to tell you what I know about the magic coming from the box. The box is magically attached to its pedestal. And you need something like Mage's Disjunction in order to sever the magic effect.
No problem, I'm sure Sith has a dispel bomb ready.
And let's see.
My dispel bomb doesn't work that well.
Looking at the box, you see symbols and images representing creation and destruction.
Can I do a knowledge check to try to figure out the symbols and if there's a recognizable pattern besides, creation and destruction? What do you think about that? Chicken food in the oven.
No problem.
So as I recall, I asked if I could do any kind of knowledge check on it, and Wintermute just started laughing maniacally.
Well, Yes, let's start with linguistics or intelligence.
Okay. Linguistics check incoming. What does a 28 get me?
Okay. Anyone who succeeds at a DC 15 linguistics or intelligence check recognizes the sigils as symbols of creation and destruction. That's what I was laughing at earlier. Okay. You see the symbols and the images representing creation and destruction. And they have a series of movable concentric rings on the top bearing smaller symbols that correlate to the images on the side of the cube. Sometimes they're sigils, sometimes they are words in a different language, and at other times these symbols are representing serpents and phoenixes and bolts of lightning, laborers building a structure, war, a flowing river, and etc. And I'm going to go ahead. You want to make an intelligence check while you're there?
Everyone or just Belkov?
Balkoth. And on your intelligence check, you realize that there is a correct sequence in which these rings must be set. You, from what they would have told you before you entered the Mysterium, you would know that this box contains the key to the soul. And so you know that you must figure out the correlation of the images of creation and destruction in a proper order.
So is it kind of like a Rubik's Cube then?
Yeah, let's just say, yeah, it is a Rubik's Cube.
Would Sith get any kind of a bonus for trying to use disable device on it to figure it out? He's working with mechanisms.
Yes, either way, it's going to require 3 successful intelligence checks or 3 successful disabled device.
Okay, well, I wrote that Sith just takes 10 on his disabled device check, and I inspire him during it, and we'll see what happens. Does that sound like a plan?
Sounds good to me.
Fine with me.
Alright, go on. Went to me.
So I'm doing disable device checks?
No, I wait on what Wintermeat wanted to add.
Yeah, that's fine. We can proceed with that.
Okay, so so Sith is going to do a roll, but we're going to ignore the actual roll part, and we're going to add 10 to that, because he's taking 10. And then I am inspiring him with +4 as well. So basically, it's his base score. So ignore the roll, then add 14 onto it, and that's what he gets. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll just start chanting, "You can do it, Sith. You can. If you can't do it, we're all dead." I'm glad you're taking 10. So this is why you fucking take 10, so you don't risk rolling ones. Okay?
So I get what, a 36?
You get a 36. This is precisely why you take 10.
I'm sitting there. I'm like, what are the odds I'll roll a one? I think the algorithm on this game is broken because I see a lot of ones and 20s, a lot more than I see when I play in real life. Okay, so that was once. What do I need to? I got.
So we got
Let's see.
36.
Is that high enough? I assume.
Yes, it is.
I mean, you don't even need to roll. Right, you just take 10. You said 3 more times, so I just spent 3 rounds of song to give him +4 each time.
So
He gets 3 36s.
Okay. Yeah, in the future, I'm not allowing take 10 on.
Why not?
Uh,
Are we rushed in any way?
no. You just you never really truly had to roll. So if you never
Well, let me put it this
rolled,
way. Would you, if somebody's going to climb up a cliff, would you say, even though you have all the time in the world to do it properly, right? You have to roll instead of taking 10 on the climb, which means even a master climber could just randomly fall to his death because he rolls a 1. I mean, people manage to climb up long rocks all the time, and they don't have a 5% chance of dying every 3 seconds.
yeah,
That's the whole idea of take 10 is to say if this is something you should be able to do, like, you know.
I understand all that, but it just no rolling, and you just totally defeated the danger of this room.
Only from teamwork.
Okay. So
Don't forget it was
this.
defeated the room. We advanced the adventure.
Yes.
I guess if he fucked up, we would have been swarmed by weeping angels.
You know, very close.
By the way, Seth, is your mutagen up?
Oh, it should be. Oh.
And presumably we all drank the bark skin at least as well, right? So can you give us all the bark skin?
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Let me set everybody up here just a sec here. So.
Think of it this way, Wintermute. If we weren't able to stack bonuses from like my inspirations and spells on tops of Sith's already good scores, right? Then taking 10 very well might have auto failed it without any chance of succeeding because it just happened to be too low.
Well, had you all done a perception check when you entered the room and actually searched the room, the first thing you would have noticed is that 3 of these statues truly are not statues. And you would have noticed that one of the statues in the room actually does not have eyes. But anyway, you manage to, as Sith gets the correct sequence, there's a strange grating sound echoing from within. And the box slowly starts to expand outward with a low hum. And it forms a 1-foot tall, 10-foot wide platform with a 5-foot square entrance in the top. And the entrance is totally dark.
Okay, I am going to walk over to Sith and cast light on his current notched arrow and suggest he fires it into the room a bit, see what it illuminates. You know, aiming at the floor so they don't necessarily hit someone if they're in there.
So I want to make sure I got this right. So the box expanded, like the walls got bigger. And
Yes.
you can see into it, right?
It expanded. It's like 10 foot wide, and there's a 5-foot entrance, of which it's totally dark, and you can't see jack shit inside of it.
Okay, so I'm shooting inside the cube then. To this
Correct.
room.
Through the hole, yeah. I'm guessing this is some kind of like dimensional thing.
Okay.
Kind of like opening a bag of holding is my guess.
Just want to make sure I was clear on what we were looking at here. So okay, so I fire the arrow.
And once it touches the blackness, you don't see it. You know, once it goes through the entrance of the door, it just kind of disappears from sight.
Alright, am I able to do some kind of check on that and figure out why that happened? Because none of us can see it gone.
It's like you said, it's an extra dimension. And
okay. I'll suggest Poppy pokes her head in, and Sith and I are ready to like drag her back if needed. Because if the whole thing's like dark in there, and we have to make sure we can actually see, because none of us have dark vision. So how about Poppy just sticking her head through?
Oh sure, why not? What's the worst that could happen?
But, hey, look, if you have a better idea at this, Poppy.
No.
Okay, Poppy, as you stick your head into the pitch black opening, you see more pitch blackness. However, you do feel cool air blowing on your face, and you can even detect the faint scent of burning parchment.
Did you say burning parchment?
Burning parchment, yes sir.
So I suppose a reasonable deduction would be that it is an outdoor area and someone is burning books. Cool. And probably also nighttime. Or a magical darkness.
Okay, well, I mean, technically speaking...
Could I tell if there was any, like, solid ground on the opposite side of that threshold before we all walk off a cliff?
No, you really weren't able to see or detect anything like that.
Okay, so I am going to try an experiment. I am going to ask Poppy to pop her head back in, you know, or bring her head back in, and I'm going to cast light on Poppy's armor. And then have Poppy try to like move the armor and make sure enough of, you know, herself is inside that the light would start lighting up the surrounding area, and see whether it's like permanently plunged into blackness or whether it just needs light on the other side to see.
Okay. Uh, Poppy, you can see. Wow. This is really hard to explain. The light
A
appears.
bunch of horrendous monsters that now I am drawing attention to myself with my glowing armor.
No. You just feel like the light's working, but there's just nothing for it to reflect off of. It's like you're looking into space versus, a 20-foot by 20-foot room.
So does that mean if Poppy goes through, she's just going to like start drifting off, and we can never get back because there's no ground?
Well, you do. Poppy, the part of your body that is in there, uh, it feels like you are slowly falling.
So I'd say that's a yes.
But I mean, you're able to recognize that you've been under a feather fall spell before. That's kind of what it feels like.
Does anyone else have a very bad feeling about this?
I'll bet Poppy does.
Yeah, I'm kind of halfway through this door. Am I starting to like float off the ground on our end of the dimensional transport thing?
Well, Eric said something about catching you or whatnot. No, your feet are firmly on the floor. But, your head and arms just, it feels kind of weird. One half of you is falling and the other half is standing still.
Apparently. I mean, does anyone have a better idea than go in? Because I think we have no other path to proceed anyway. It's just, I have a night. Remember how we had the lurkers and light before that were invisible in normal daylight permanently, and they nearly fucked us? I'm worried about something like that happening, except in darkness.
I just keep thinking about the original Tomb of Horrors, the mask on the wall.
Yeah, well, that's why I was suggesting Poppy just put her head through first, not jump through, because if Poppy's head suddenly disappears, we can get her resurrected. But if we lose her entire body, then we'd be in deep shit.
I don't even think Miracle Max could work with that. Yeah, I got Hero Lab, so let's go for it.
Yeah, just
okay, I guess
push her.
I'll go through.
Geronimo.
Okay, like I said, as you jump through, you can tell that you are slowly falling. And once again, it's like you're under a feather fall spell. And you're drifting down through the darkness. And after a few minutes of, it's hard to tell how long you were falling, but down below you, you can see light, and as you descend further and further, you can see this vast stone chamber, and it's lit with these large burning braziers set in the rooks at each corner. And I actually have a map for you. You see a number of grand podiums set throughout the room holding these enormous books, and other massive tomes are hanging from the ceiling on iron chains like condemned prisoners. Um, Despite the burning fires, the air feels cool and crisp, and the scent of old books and flickering flames hang in the air. Let's see. Um, the walls of the chamber are smooth and appear to be a sandstone that has been polished as smooth as glass. The floor is tilted. There's a depression in the center of the room about 2 feet lower than the outside edges of the room. You can tell that the braziers and the alcoves are magically enchanted. And you see these books that are hanging like 30 feet up from the ground, and they can easily be drawn down on their chains. You do notice that one chain is hanging broken and empty. And all these books are protected are protected by the keeper, and the keeper
is probably none too thrilled that one of them is missing.
Boom. You know, he's a pretty big dude.
So he looks like some kind of angelic being, sort of, with wings? Flames of justice or something?
Wings of fire.
Yes.
Okay, what kind of outsider do I recognize him as? Angel, Lazata, Archon?
He's an Archon.
Okay, so he's a lawful good creature.
Doesn't look very lawful good from here. He's all red and stuff.
Well, lawful good does not mean lawful nice. I mean, Archons can be very all-smighty and destroy evil.
Yeah, that's true.
As far as I know, none of us are evil, though.
I don't know. Poppy's a bad egg.
What kind of Archon does he look like? Is there anything I would know that would help in negotiating with him?
Let's see. Well, he is a broken soul Exunder Archon. I'm not familiar with the different types of Archons. um, Okay. Eric, with your extensive knowledge, you are pretty much able to tell that yes, this was an Archon, and
Was once an Archon. That sounds bad.
it was once. Well, it was once a lawful, good type. But it's been corrupted by otherworldly influences, and it has been transformed into a broken soul. And as you all appear in the room, you can tell the keeper is filled with rage. And it is a very large creature. You know,
Alright.
you would know that it's got damage resistance, just overall. It's immune to acid, it's immune to cold, it's immune to electricity, it's immune to fire, it's immune to petrification. It's got some sonic resistance.
Alright, well, as it's looking at us and reacting to us, I'd like to, try a long shot. I'm gonna call something out in the literal tongues of the angels and try a diplomacy check of 38.
Yes, it just roars back in rage, and it takes a 5-foot step towards you all, and now would be a really good time to roll for initiative.
I tried, guys.
Yeah,
So disappointing.
yeah, out of character, when Laos got the Necronomicon, it just really sent this guy berserk, because it freed let's see. Yeah, somehow when Laos freed the Necronomicon, it caused this Archon to change and become corrupted. And would we have healed Poppy?
Is Poppy injured? Yeah, Poppy would have been healed. I guess Poppy took some hits during the fight with the things last week. So mark off 5 charges. Alright, I spent 5 wand charges to heal Poppy.
And we'll wait on Steph to come back. You also do notice his flaming longsword. And Eric, you would know that they have some spell-like abilities. That their touch is very torturous, causing dex damage and convulsions.
Wait, dex damage and what?
Convulsions.
Oh. Sounds like a lot of saves I'm not going to be making.
So I thought I heard the words immune to fire.
It's immune to everything.
Yes, acid, cold, electricity, fire, petrification.
It's immune to all of those?
My regular bombs count as fire, right? I got regular bombs and I got acid bombs, and it sounds like he's immune to both.
Yeah, I think your regulars are fire.
So I'm going to delay until after Eric goes. Hopefully he'll cast his sonic spell. I forget what it's called. And then once he does that, then I'll use my bow.
You know what would have been great?
Do not criticize the selection of the bombs.
If we had like force bombs or
I
something.
know where you're going with this.
You know what? We'll be done with it as soon as, you know, it's not something to mention again.
Nobody likes an asshole. Just saying.
So, I don't know, Poppy, let's have a vote. Do you think I should A, stop mentioning this, or, you know, let us all die, or B, try to not have us die?
I've been waiting for my next mystery or whatever so I could get another bomb.
Okay.
Not my fault that Wintermute didn't let us level again before we had to fight Super Asshole here, so this is Wintermute's fault.
Which reminds me, I'm gonna double check and see when you all do level. Oh, after the Mysterium.
So you said it's immune to acid, cold, electricity, fire, petrification, I think, right? It's all 4 elements. Does it have any resistances?
It resists 5 sonic, and other than that,
Okay,
no.
So that's probably not going to do anything. What about DR?
Overall, it's got DR5.
Okay. So... well, we'll see what happens here.
It also does have spell resistance.
I'm just saying, giving Poppy like a shield extract or something might have been useful. Oh well, we're here. Let's try not to die, I guess. What's it doing?
Okay, as a standard action, it's emitting this, it starts emitting this agonized wailing sound. And I need everyone within 120 feet to make a will save.
Is this a fear effect?
Yeah, it would be fear.
Okay, give me a second.
I suspect that probably doesn't cut it.
No, Sith, it does not cut it. Eric does not cut it.
Oh, Eric did? Oh, ha! Did I make
it? Yes, Poppy, you made it.
Good luck, Pop. Let us know how that works out for you.
Probably not well.
Okay, you two gentlemen have become shaken. And so you are shaken the entire time that you are within 120 feet of this creature.
So that's gonna be this whole freaking fight.
Yeah, which is the entire room. Okay, let's see. You're shaking. And that was a standard. Okay, and he's going to start moving down. And he starts casting a spell.
Whoa, wait a second. How is he doing that if he already did a standard action earlier?
Let's see. You may have got me on that. Yep, you're correct. Thank you. And Poppy. For some reason, I was thinking free action.
I'm just gonna move to here and then just hang out until he gets closer.
Okay. I will cast Haste on everybody and start Bardic Performance. And then, are you going to lock tokens?
Yeah.
What spell-like abilities do I know of this thing possessing?
Shit like, Cure Light Wounds, it can detect thoughts, hold monster, Holy Smite, protection from evil.
Alright, I'll just move over to there, take a 5-foot step there.
Well, all I've got are arrows and bombs. I got those, so it wouldn't help, like something like cold iron or silver wouldn't help, would it?
Doesn't sound like it.
No.
Okay,
Oh, hang on.
said its damage resistance was 5.
Yes, sir. And then 5 on the Sonic.
Well, I mean, I can shoot arrows at it, but I have to, well, I mean, I can do onesie twosie to it, I guess.
I apparently haven't updated my hit points in a while.
Probably would be a good idea to do so. You also don't actually have the benefits of discordant voice from this range, as it's too far away right now. Wintermute, why don't I have the lock or the target all and untarget buttons at the top? Thank you. So technically, discordant voice is not currently active on you because he's not close enough. You're also not in point-blank shot range.
Yeah, I guess I'll shoot him with some arrows and see what happens. You cast haste on us, right? So I get an extra arrow.
A 30 missed. Wow.
Well, that's not
Oh.
good.
I find that somewhat disheartening.
I second that motion.
Boom! Take that.
Oh, God, that hurt. Ow! Paper cut.
You give me 40, 50 more rounds and he's toast.
um, you know what, Poppy? He kind of jumps up in the air and flaps his wings and, by the way, these things do have reach, gentlemen.
Perfect.
And, you know, it's going to swing this flaming longsword at you. And I'll take a crit.
I'm gonna cry.
I'll take a crit. Ah, not too bad, Poppy.
I'm gonna cry.
Here's a better question. Okay, it was partially resisted. Alright.
Is this thing still in the air?
No, it popped over and just landed right in front of you.
Alright, well, I'm gonna have to 5-foot step to actually attack this thing, so that's fun. And now I'm gonna embarrass myself. Damn it.
I don't know, Poppy. That was kind of respectable showing there.
Go Poppy.
Okay, I'm checking something.
Did I not have Discord and voice on those? Or is he still out of range?
What do you mean?
Didn't you
Oh, technically he is in range. That said, here, roll a d6, Poppy. Roll a d6.
Well, that was disappointing.
Roll another d6. Roll another
Come
d6.
on.
Okay, wouldn't have done anything anyway. He has resist 5. Does this thing have true seeing? Did you say that? If he did or not?
Yes, it does have true seeing.
So can't use displacement here. Okay, I guess we'll go for it, for lack of a better idea. So I'll move up to there and pucker my butthole for his full attack. And be ready to just retreat the hell away on a full attack.
Oh, good hit.
For 15 damage.
Boy, it'd be nice if the alchemist could nuke the site from orbit.
I'd even settle for like an ICBM, or not ICBM. I'd even settle for like a Moab or just 500-pound bombs. You know, it doesn't have to be a nuke.
I got him 3 times.
All right, you got him 3 times. He is point blank at this point. Okay, you have that on. All right, you did 19 damage with a full attack. Now he kills me. Poppy, I don't know.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
I don't suppose you have the wave file for taps. We've got like 100 and something points, and he's still only wounded.
Okay.
It's only been like 1 round, so.
You can tell. It's
Was he doing something that gives us attacks of opportunity? Please?
yes, he is casting a spell.
Okay, is he casting that defensively?
Wait. I take that back. He is not casting a spell.
Yeah.
Poppy, he's gonna try, let's see, Eric, did you hit him last time, Eric?
I hit him for 15 damage. Poppy hit him for like 60 damage.
So, we'll go after Poppy. And he tries to touch Poppy and does indeed hit Poppy. And Poppy takes... Okay.
That's promising. And that attack roll's not, but the damage is.
Well, actually, with the torturer's touch, you should have taken 2d6. So that would be...
That literally could not have been legal then, because he took more than 2d6 maximum.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's, holy crap.
If it's set up and it says like 2d6 plus 1d6 something else like a stat attack, it doesn't distinguish, it just rolls it on to 1 damage. You have to do the stat attack completely separate.
We're gonna negate the damage to Poppy, and then we're gonna do the modifier there, and we're gonna take 2d6, and then we are going to apply 18 points.
Technically, you should have only healed Poppy for 13, because he resisted 3 of the 16.
Yeah.
60. So he should get 3 more, is what you're saying? Or 3 less.
Yes, should be at 48.
Also, and I know I was going to keep forgetting this, there should have been a 25% chance that his first crit wasn't actually a crit.
Alright, the Lloyd fortification. So roll like a D100. If you get a 25 or less, it negates the crit.
Okay, hold on. So, okay, you took the damage. Now you would take the dex damage.
Time out for a second. How did Poppy go from 48 to 66 wounds from an extra 2d6 damage?
2d6 plus 13.
Okay.
Yeah. You were correct. It does say it's 2d6 plus 13, but it's got the plus 1d6 fire damage, so it just rolled the 3
So
d6s.
in that case, did it literally roll 3 1s before, and that's why Poppy only took 13?
Poppy took no, it rolled 2 6s and a 4, so it rolled 16.
Alright, so where did the plus 13 come from? Or was that a mistake or something?
No, it dropped the plus out of it. Here,
I'm just looking at I'm assuming it's an issue sort of like this, like a Wraith, right? Where it says 1d6 negative energy plus 1d6 con drain. And in this case, it's combining those into 2d6. I'm assuming it's something similar from what you're saying.
Oh, it must not have copied it. And Control C. That's the actual entry. So now we're down to the D6.
Wait a second. I'm just gonna throw this out there. He said he was doing a touch attack, right? Because that looks a lot like a flaming longsword attack of large size.
Oh, shit.
1d
Sorry.
to 2d6, 13 is probably like strength, crit range is 19 to 20, and then flaming.
So yeah, you're right. I copied the wrong one. Damn it. Yeah, I didn't even...
I thought you said he was doing something not the longsword. That's why I'm confused.
Okay, so he takes 2d6. He loses 13 points of damage, which would put him down to 53.
Okay.
So his damage is correct, and then he would take 2 points of dex damage.
Is there not a save attached to that or anything?
If there is, it's not mentioning it. Let me see the actual... yes, Poppy, let's make a fortitude save. And yeah, that's
Do I pass?
I'm really hoping so, because I didn't re-roll, but if it's a DC that's 30 or higher at level 11, then... Holy shit, because I would only I'd literally only succeed on a natural 20 if so.
save DCs are equal to 10 plus half the dice.
I'm gonna take a wild guess.
7.
Probably equal to the DC of that whale thing it did.
And plus the charisma modifier. And a charisma modifier of 23 is what?
6.
That's 13. Yeah, you're right. It come out to 23. So yes, Poppy, you did make it.
So does that mean I don't take the 2?
You do not take the 2, and you avoided the convulsions.
Cool.
Convulsions, that sounds bad.
You're taking the slashing damage. The touch deals 2d6 points of slashing damage and 1d6 of dex damage. And it causes the touch creature to fall prone in a fit of convulsions and be dazed for 1 to 4 rounds.
Youch. So basically, he hits you, and you probably are out of the fight for like 3 rounds and prone.
Yeah.
And he can just like beat on you freely.
Absolutely. It's payback time. Puppy's gearing up the power attack and ooh, swings twice and misses once.
Am I still hasted?
Yep. It is so weird when it's sometimes putting the result above, sometimes below.
Yeah, there's no order to it either.
I'll take a 5-foot step up there. And I'll try the old full attackaroo, which all apparently hit.
Nice.
So 26, 37 damage. And another round of bardic performance is gone. Technically this is round 3, so I probably should. I think I might have forgotten last turn. Well, I hit with a 31 and Steph missed with a 30. Any guesses on what the fella's AC is?
Is it 31?
Okay, he takes a 5-foot step and begins to cast a spell.
Did you have step up, Poppy?
Probably not.
You were asking what feats to take earlier. You were trying to figure out what remained that was good. That's definitely one that would help in cases like this.
Yeah, well, you should have mentioned it when I asked.
I thought you already had it for some reason. Do you not have it?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Well, and he begins to cast a spell.
It's probably magic. But if it's level 5, I guess if it's a level 5 spell or less, I would know. But if it's a level 6 or above spell, I would not.
Well,
yes.
the first time he tried to cast a spell, it looked like it was probably Fireball, so if he's casting the same, you probably know what it is.
Guess what?
It's Fireball?
It is Fireball. And, yeah, I'll just go ahead and make your saves for you if you all don't care.
Okay. The one catch with it is this. If someone fails their save, I probably want to cast... Here's where it gets kind of weird. I'd like to use Save and Finale if I think someone gets a low reflex save, but, I don't... Okay, no, actually, never mind. In this case, I am allowed to know whether they fail it or succeed. Okay. Never mind, continue. Because some abilities are like you have to use this before you know the result. Some are like you have to use this before you even roll, right? This one, they can actively fail it, and then I can say, okay, I'm going to give you another chance. So never mind, we're good.
Okay, you all succeeded. But hey, you know, I'll take half damage.
Hang on a second. Hang on. That was a fireball. That was a fireball. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So here's why I'm kind of confused. Did that literally roll 10 sixes? Was every single roll a 6?
Was it a meta magic?
I guess that's another possibility. But a normal fireball would cap at 10d6, even if its caster level is higher, which it very well might be because we're above level 10. So the average damage would be 35. Half of that is 17.5 average. So if it had been like 20 damage, it would have been a little bit above average, but 30 damage, like on a standard fireball at least, would literally require you to roll a 6 on every single dice for some 60 damage. Is like effectively maximizing it. I mean, is he using like meta magic here to maximize it somehow or something? Like, I didn't think that was really a thing in spell-like abilities. I thought there was only actual casters who did that. But
Let me see. Okay, the save was a 19. You all were, each one of you were higher than a 19. You passed your save.
so we should take half damage. I mean, was that full? Was that half damage? Did it roll 60 and was reduced to 30?
No, it's rolled 30. So truly, you should have taken 15.
Do you have half on success built in? Either
yeah,
ability, or is it turned on?
Yeah, it's there and on. It's kind of weird.
Like, because if this is something like Chain Lightning or something, then that just says, haha, fuck you, but Fireball's the weaker spell level, so it's just confused.
I do not know why it did not apply half damage. Huh. Okay, Poppy!
Got a 5-foot step.
Did we ever do the fortification effect for you earlier, Poppy? I think we got sidetracked.
I think we thought that there wasn't actually an effect. I just stuck.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying, did you ever roll the percentile dice? I think we got distracted earlier.
Oh, right. Yeah, no.
You want to roll a percentile dice just for kicks?
Me or Winter Mute?
You. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but in theory, you could roll it, I guess. Yeah, you got crit. Sucks to be you.
Rip.
Alright, we'll see if Poppy's onslaught has left him sufficiently close to death. This does not confirm a crit, but I do get 2 hits, and that crits. Or I guess I should have actually targeted him. Okay!
We made it. We survived.
It was those arrows that did it, I tell you.
It's always wonderful when he comes up and says hello by taking a third of the health off the highest HP damage reduction Armor Master Fighter.
Yeah.
I like to think that all the other player characters get a morale bonus from the alchemist's presence.
I think we just learned that around you we need to have thicker skin. Hence the bark skin.
Whatever. I don't think the bark skin really helped that much against this guy.
Okay, as you are when you first entered the soul, you had a vision in your mind, and you saw Laos tearing the Necronomicon from its stand and pulling a scroll from his coat. You see him cast the spell from the scroll, and he vanishes in a flask of magical energy. As he disappears, the scene shifts briefly, and you see a glimpse of a steep-walled cylindrical building brimming with knolls and topped with a lush garden. You hear a tired voice that says, "Come. He may have the tome, but it is not too late. Come now."
Does this sound like that same Yithian mind enslaver? Or is it a new voice?
Yeah, it's the same Yithian slaver. Okay, okay, you defeated the Protector.
Can we take 5 so I can go punch myself in the nose until my sinuses clear up?
If you can wait just a second, then we can take 5.
Okay.
You've managed to, follow the instructions, and you've reset all the wards and the guards on the Mysterium. And, you managed to, you recovered the elder's body as well, and the Mysterium is very grateful. They are very hard up for cash, but they do manage to raise 5,000 gold pieces in order to reward you. And coincidentally, it happens to be the same amount that Laos paid for access to the Mysterium in the first place. But
sorry, we're just time skipping to leaving back all the way through the Mysterium?
Yes.
Alright, so we would have brought Elder Lithin with us, right?
Right.
He did say that.
You know, you would have brought.
I must have missed that. Sorry. I was just
you brought the guards and so forth.
Okay.
And just jumping forward just a hair bit, the stewards have raised the elder's body, and he comes and later visits you and offers you his thanks. He confesses that he was foolish in dealing with Laos, and he's utterly mortified that the Necronomicon has been stolen. This book can't fall into the wrong hands. He asks you to make all haste to recover the book and return it to the Mysterium.
Did we bring Mun back up with us too, or did we just leave him in there to rot?
Yeah, you would have brought Mun back up and, told the guards that everything was safe, and, it took a little escorting to finally convince them.
So what would have happened with Mun then? Because, and here's part of the reason I'm asking. We have these, for example, scrolls of psychic surgery. I'm not sure I want to use one of the ones we have on him, but if he, do we know if Mun got, corrupted somehow? It's he, for better, for worse, he still is a fairly brilliant alchemist. And if there's a way to, undo what damage has been done to him, that would be nice. I'm just not if we can find someone who has the ability to cast psychic surgery on him, or can we tell if he's really just a rotten fellow, or if he's been corrupted by an external force? And because he was regarded as a brilliant young promising alchemist back in Uslav, right? Or Ustalav, or however it's pronounced.
Yes, and let's see. Yes, he was brilliant. It really about all it says is, though he was once a prodigy, he's now a shadow of his former self.
So is it possible to? I'm wondering, is it possible to lift that shadow, if you will?
His fall is a cautionary tale for meddling in the affairs beyond mortal understandings. I would say it's not your problem, and you let the Mysterium deal with him.
Are they literally just going to immediately execute him?
No, he'll go through due process and everything,
Then he'll be executed.
Well, not necessarily.
Just saying, it seems like a waste if there's something that could be done for him. But maybe, try to put in a word and say, he's a respected citizen and was thought of as a, philanthropist back in... We were in Casimir, alright? So it would have been Kathir back then, or is it the other way around?
You're in Kathir now.
Kathir now. So in Casimir is a respected philanthropist, and if there's a way to undo what damage has been caused to his psyche, it would be good for the good of the city.
Yeah, and the esoteric order of the Palatine Eye is involved, so they'll try and do their best for him. The Elder Lithan that you rescued, hey, you can't let the book fall into the wrong hands. Please recover it and return it. He knows very little about Laos, except the Count had a great hunger for knowledge, and he seemed to be somewhat affected by some external forces. He talked very little, but Lithian did overhear his hired guards talking about a no slaver in Okino called Biting Lash.
Which we already knew, right?
Yeah, I'm sure that you did. Yeah, I think it was from the notes at Munns, maybe.
Okay.
But just in case, I'm going to post it again. And, you know, if you wish, the elder arranges to find out more information and can provide information about the no slavers if you'd like. And as final payment, the elder arranges transportation to your next destination. So, yes, let's take 5, and when you get back, you can now level up.
Okay.
Oh boy.
To 12. Yay! See you in a few minutes, guys. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you, thank you,
So,
thank you.
So we mentioned that we found a few scrolls and stuff that we were able to use, but, we get that they don't have a bunch of cash offhand, but do they have any other, like, scrolls or potions that we might be able to use? Because, as grateful as they are, the merchants of the city aren't letting us just come up and say, "Oh, we're so grateful. Here, have supplies for your journey."
um,
And other, others less scrupulous people may have tried to rob the place blind, but we certainly didn't.
well, they would, they're willing to let you keep what you found. And
Poppy, you back? I mean, technically speaking, as far as I know, Poppy just cares about enough money to be able to get a drink, right? Which I think we've got covered for like a lifetime. At this point, like we only care about gold in so much as it's a gateway to other items, right? So, I mean, it feels kind of bad to say, yeah, you have some priceless artwork in the Mysterium that's been here for hundreds of years. Let's go pawn it for some money. Like, that seems kind of weird. It sounds like we're helped a diamond mine, and they're like, here, take this bag of diamonds we dug up, right?
yeah, pretty much.
I mean, if the answer is literally that's just what the module expects you to do, and you're otherwise, like, behind, I guess fine, but it feels like stealing a bunch of, sensitive, priceless artwork, from a library is not the way you generally try to obtain funds, unless you're a criminal mastermind.
Well, you know what? You do bring up a good point, so she'll double it.
Okay. Or I mean, hell, if she's trying to find creative ways, basically giving an IOU to a merchant who trusts their factions pull to, give us something now in exchange for payment later or something, that would also work. Just ideally something that it's like somebody helped save the Pope, and the Pope's like, yeah,
Thank you, but I can't pay you.
so here, have some of the artwork. Here, we're gonna tear down some stained glass windows from the, the Vatican, and you can take it and sell it for money as a reward. Like, oh, that David statue, yeah, just go pawn it off someplace.
Just make sure you get top dollar.
Alright, well, I'm back.
Welcome back.
You know, Wintermute, we're going to have a problem next level.
What's up?
I'm going to get 5th level spells. Do you know why this is a significant problem?
Why is that a significant problem?
Farnaby spellbook only goes up to 4th level.
Alright, well, now I'm taking a step up.
Okay. That means you're not getting greater weapon specialization or penetrating strike unless you're redoing the swap with 4th level thing. Because both of those unlock at level 12. Ignore 5 DR and or do +2 damage flat out.
So, question: would you guys choose a frost bomb, a force bomb, or a shock bomb?
Force.
Because it exactly like I said, those might be better in some cases, but force works about damn near everything. You want a backup in case we have a situation like that.
Just that it only does D4 points every level instead of D6.
Okay. Technically every other level, but I know what you mean. I mean, so let's put this in perspective. So at level 12, right, your bomb goes 66 to 64, right? So
Right.
that's literally 6 less damage, and that's it.
So average at 66 is what, 21? That
Yeah,
3.5. So 21 and 6 versus 15.
15.
So yeah, 6 point
Of
difference
course,
on average.
then you have that
BRB.
15, which then has 8 from your intelligence, and now we're up to 23. Ideally, 1 from point blank, that's 24, plus 3 from my thing, that's 27, right? So, and there may be other things that I'm forgetting, but at minimum, that's up to like 27 damage of force. Being able to do 27 force damage to a guy like that, even 2 or 3 times, right, per round, if you miss 1 or 2, it seems a lot better than blinking away for like 6 damage a shot.
Right. All right, works for me.
Plus, don't they go prone if they fail a reflex save or something?
Yes, they do. That is one thing we do.
So you can hit him with like four bombs.
Shock bombs, and force bombs do something else. I forget what, but yeah, they do. They do go prone if they fail their reflex save, which could be handy.
Right, well, I took penetrating strike instead of step up. Are you happy?
Well, technically speaking, what you could do is every 4 levels, a fighter can get rid of one of his old feats and swap it for a new one. So if there's another feat you don't care about as much, you could drop that to pick up greater weapon specialization or step up.
I feel like I already have greater weapon specialization.
I mean, you'd only unlock at this level, so I don't think you do.
Oh, I'm thinking of greater weapon piece.
Yeah.
I think I will do that, actually.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Does anybody happen to know the what's the effect for prone?
Prone.
That's all. Just is it all caps or just
All lowercase. I think all lowercase works.
Yeah, I think it is.
so?
If
all I
not-
do is apply the effect in prone, and it well, I mean, I know they've got it on the thing, but
Apply the effect to me.
I mean, if I cast a force bomb and I fail the reflex save, then
Yeah, so just put the effect on me right now. I'll just attack the 22.
oh, okay.
So are you gonna put the effect on me?
I'm getting there easy.
No.
Give it to him now.
Probably only the first word there matters if that's how you're gonna type it. I would have put like force bomb prone, but really prone is prone, so I'm not sure it really matters. But I think you can probably just say prone the first word, take out the second half, and I think it'll still work.
Yeah, we'll give it a try. It just says prone now.
Okay.
Okay, I think I'm done.
Well, I'm
I
done.
got one more thing to do. I got to pick
I'm
another
done.
spell.
If you could remove the prone debuff from me though, that'd be great.
Always the whining.
Mm-hmm.
I need a spell. I gotta pick a spell. Any requests?
And I don't know what's necessarily available. I haven't memorized your spell list.
What the hell?
I'm sorry.
You have memorized every aspect of this game. Except for
That's
my
not.
spell list.
I would disagree with that quite strongly.
What the hell there?
I'm sorry.
I'm disappointed on so many levels right
So
now.
you get 1/4 level spell, is that what you're saying?
I assume I'll take another 4 because I only have 3 4th level spells right now.
Or do you just get like 1? Okay. Death Ward for preventing negative energy damage wouldn't be bad. Freedom of movement, I mean, having all the sources of that so we can continuously have it wouldn't be bad. I don't really think greater invisibility is that helpful to us in most cases. Sometimes it's useful, but for the most part, not so much. Stone's gonna feel is kind of running. I mean, stones didn't cost money to use each time, which is part of the problem. 250 gold. And Wintermute.
Yo!
I don't suppose that buried away in their vaults, the Mysterium happened to have a wand of dark vision. It's like a 4.5k gold wand of level 2 spell.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
They'll let you have it for 10,000 gold pieces. Just kidding.
Sure.
And by the way, I will distribute the cash. And you know what?
Whoa, what the fuck?
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, Rock got a full share of the treasure. That's number one problem right there. Okay, so you basically added enough on, so we each effectively got the 333 anyway. Okay.
Yes, I did.
Dolian and his bird made more of a profit from that than we did.
And it's 2473. And the rock. The rock has nothing. Okay, if you want to do any shopping, you're probably better off doing it here.
Okay, I'll go ahead and upgrade my weapon to +3.
And quite honestly, guys, I'm gonna call tonight's game a little early because I have not read this part in quite some time, and I have no idea what's going on in the slave markets. I am unprepared.
Okay, shift frame to Poppy taking a drink, then dropping down from the catwalks. Sith and I land next to her. She takes her bottle, throws it at the nearby guards. It explodes and slays all of them. She picks up her Earthbreaker and starts freeing the slaves swing by swing. We're going there to start a revolution, right?
I hope not. And I have to ask, every character's background, you are anti-slavery, pro-slavery?
Definitely anti-slavery.
Anti.
Oh, what was,
We about to pull a Daenerys Targaryen up in this bitch.
Depending upon how long it may take, we may have to put our plans on hold, right? Go save the world from Laos first, then come back and unleash, heaven on the slave market. Oh, I forgot to actually do my skill points. I guess that would be an important thing. Oh, and I forgot to update one of my effects. I got all ahead of myself.
And just a reminder, if anyone has hotbarred anything that changes with levels, you need to update your hotbar.
It went to mute.
Yes, sir.
So I picked up Dance of 1,000 Cuts, which allows me to spin and whirl with grace and precision, and it gives me a morale bonus on attack damage, acrobatics, armor class. So here's my question, and I have to keep moving or the spell ends. I use form Dance for my acrobatics,
if this is helping me spin with grace and precision, then instead of getting the bonus to acrobatics, can I get it to my dance check instead?
Yeah, I'll let you do that.
Because it just seems weird to say, yeah, good news, bards. You can use your, a class ability you get allows you to use your perform checks instead of the actual skill. Oh yeah, all these spells just deal with the actual skill, so you're screwed on everything. No, that doesn't seem how it's supposed to work.
No.
Just going out on a limb there.
But yeah, I'm down with it.
Okay. By the way, could we perhaps not be shaken anymore? Because I'm pretty sure that's worn off at this point.
Well, technically you all qualify for an overnight rest.
And, before we go to sleep, I'll grab Sith and Poppy and start singing them a soothing lullaby, and then they feel much better.
Okay, now I'm done.
But apparently I'm still shaken and scared.
Hey, hang on. Did the inventory page always have the amount you can lift over your head, lift off the ground, and push or drag?
Mm-hmm. At least for a long time. Oh shit, I forgot another thing. Hey guys, you know what else happens at level 12?
What?
You get an ability score point.
I didn't forget that.
I forgot that. I forgot that.
What is up with you tonight, Volkov? You're
There's some
slipping.
craziness going on there.
I'm actually a doppelganger impersonating him. I feel I should just tell you that.
Well,
He was
to
busy,
be
he
fair,
was
the
busy
only
memorizing the alchemist spells.
reason I didn't forget it is because I updated through Hero Labs and then converted everything.
Hero Lab for the win.
Wintermute. At the risk of running minor spoilers, what level would you expect us to end this campaign at?
One more. 13.
Is that a joke? Aren't there like 2 more books left after this?
Yeah, you are 13th. You should be 13th by the end of this adventure.
Not adventure, the whole campaign. Does this go up to like 20 or?
Oh,
or 15?
yeah, it goes up to 20, I believe.
It goes up to what, sorry?
Let me double check, but yeah, I believe it does go to 20.
Alright, so if I have 9,000 gold, do I have the ability to afford the rest of my belt of strength?
Upgrading from do you have +2 strength on it right now?
Right now it's +4 strength, +2 con.
Okay, well, upgrading it from 4 strength to 6 strength would be 20,000 gold.
I wanted to upgrade the con from 2 to 4.
Upgrading the con would cost you 18,000 gold.
Shit, okay.
It's basically, since you have multiple properties on the belt, you have to multiply the second property by 1.5, and it costs 16k to get a +4 belt normally, compared to 12k, right, as a +2. So it's the difference is 12k, but then that's going to get multiplied by 1.5 for having multiple properties.
Shit gets expensive real fast as you get into higher levels.
I can tell.
How much does it to upgrade my bow from +1 to +2?
6,000 gold.
I'm gonna do that.
And then it costs 10,000 upgraded from +2 to +3, which is what I just did. But getting into +3 also allows it to bypass DR, cold iron, and silver.
Let's see. Blackstar's Beacon is book number 6, and you should be 15th or 16th level by then.
Okay.
They're saying 14, but I can't see.
I already decided what I was going to do in the meantime, so it's all good.
Well, I don't want to deprive you on any knowledge check.
Alright, my knowledge has only went up by 2 across the board this level.
Let's see. The next book, you begin at level 13. Wow. Yeah, you only gain 2 levels in the next book.
Okay.
And then Blackstar's Beacon takes you from you are going to finish out at 17th level.
Okay.
Works for me. So we're all done here?
Yes, guys, I do apologize, but I just haven't had time to read through this next section, and bypassing the one trap at the Mysterium, you know, just kind of shot half the fun.
For who?
For me.
I was very happy with our, teamwork and being able to leverage my knowledge and bonuses with Sith's, skills. So took 2/3 of the party